Before we begin, I just want to say that I've made numerous attempts trying to upload this video, but they've all been taken down by Warner Brothers due to copyright infringement. And essentially, these videos used to have footage of Suicide Squad, but because I can't use that anymore, I'm just gonna show you guys gameplay footage of, I don't know, whatever game I can think of right now. So it's just gonna be your typical gameplay / commentary and review of Suicide Squad instead of me actually showing you clips and footage from Suicide Squad, which is a shame, but hey, what can you do? Hope you guys enjoy the review, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, I just got back from watching DC's latest live-action film, Suicide Squad, the third installment in the DC Extended Universe, taking place right after the events of Batman v Superman. Amanda Waller, who's an intelligence officer for the United States government, establishes a task force consisting of dangerous criminals. These criminals are Harley Quinn, Deadshot, El Diablo, Captain Boomerang, Killer Croc, Slipknot, Colonel Rick Flag, and later their recruit Katana. This team is used as disposable assets in high-risk missions for the United States government. Each member has a small bomb the size of a rice grain, I think, implanted in their neck, designed to detonate should any member rebel or try to escape. Simple premise, easy to remember, so what do I like about this film? Well, it was fun, sort of. Let me start off by listing the things that I like from this film before I get to the negative. The dynamic of the entire cast, or more specifically the members of the Suicide Squad, work really well together. Will Smith's performance as Deadshot was really good. The conflicted mercenary who is trying to do the right thing for his daughter works really well for him, and for the first time, at least for me, he doesn't steal the spotlight. See, back then, even though I liked him, one of my biggest problems with Will Smith is that he's so charismatic that he tends to be the star of whatever film he's in, even though in some of those films that he's in, he's not the main protagonist. But in the film, or at least in this film, he takes a back seat, blends in with the rest of the cast, which is really good. Jai Courtney, who played as Captain Boomerang, and an actor who I considered shit many times in his past films, was surprisingly awesome here. While he does have little involvement in the mission the squad is in, when it's his time to shine, he shines, and it's really, really good. Since Captain Boomerang is a Flash villain, I really hope he appears in the upcoming Flash film, either as a main antagonist or even a cameo, because I strongly believe we need more of him. Viola Davis as Amanda Waller is just amazing. She plays as this ambitious and manipulative woman and nails the role quite perfectly. This is in fact Amanda Waller. This is how she should be portrayed. However, there isn't much of her, which is a shame. El Diablo surprised me, to be honest. I don't really read much of Suicide Squad, mostly because of money issues, but what I've read so far, I liked El Diablo. One of my worries was that they were going to treat him as like a side character or place him on the sidelines. I can safely say that that's not the case. He's just as involved in this movie like everyone else. There are a couple of things that I kinda like. For example, Joker and Harley Quinn wreaking havoc on the streets while Batman is chasing them, how Harley Quinn became Harley Quinn, the shootouts involving Deadshot, and the confrontation between Batman and Deadshot. That's pretty much the only positives for this film that I have, because everything else is complete and utter shit. Here's the thing, I may have enjoyed the film, but I am able to see all the faults that this film has, and the rating that it got on Rotten Tomatoes, I think it deserves it. Here's why. This is an incomplete film. This doesn't even feel like a film. It feels like two giant scenes extended to make a 2-hour film. And yes, that's how long the movie is, 2 hours. You notice them the moment that the squad leaves the prison and heads to the city. Which, now that I think about it, the two scenes are pretty much the prison scene and then the city scene, and that's pretty much it. If I remember, there was an article that I read a while ago that was explaining the frustration that Jared Leto, the one who plays as the Joker, has over the fact that there are so many scenes involving the Joker that were cut out. Results were also needed to be done because of the backlash Batman v Superman has. So basically, the reason why they cut out and they had to do a bunch of reshoots, I remember reading that also, was because of the backlash, the negative backlash that Batman v Superman has. You know, over the tone, the darker and gritty and moody tone. So they decided to do a couple of reshoots to make, you know, this movie a little bit more fun. The funny thing is that as you're watching the film, you'll notice that scenes where you see the cutout don't flow naturally with the rest of the film. Speaking about the Joker, you're probably wondering why I haven't even mentioned Joker or Harley Quinn as two characters who I like in this film. Well, to me, I hated them both. Harley Quinn sounds incredibly cheesy. Most of her lines in the movie feel incredibly forced for the sake of being quirky. Now, if you're saying that Harley Quinn is supposed to be quirky, well, there's a difference between being quirky and forcing yourself to be quirky. Especially when you can really tell how much you try to be quirky. And that's what this actress is trying to do. She's trying to be quirky, but it sounds incredibly forced to me. Not to mention, she constantly throws, or at least she constantly likes to throw punchlines as if her entire character's existence is to throw punchlines. As for the Joker, Joker is on a whole different level of bad. I'm under the assumption that what Jared Leto thinks is insane is to act as bizarre as possible. However, considering we haven't seen all of Jared Leto's scenes, because whatever reason the makers decided it's not worth putting in the theatrical release, I can't really say my overall thoughts on him. But what I saw in the film, the 10 to 15 minutes of screen time he has, yeah, you heard me right, all that hype behind Jared Leto's The Joker, all culminating to 10 to 15 minutes of introduction to Harley Quinn's backstory and a bizarre flash editing. The music is all over the place. 1 minute is Eminem, the next Grimes, the next is Skrillex and Rick Ross. They're scrambled all over the place, making scenes or the tone look worse than they already are. How do you manage to fuck up music? Holy shit, I forgot. Killer Croc, Slipknot, and Katana are so forgettable, which is ironic considering how Killer Croc and Katana stand out from everyone else. Those characters have very little dialogue and little involvement in the story. It makes you wonder why they're even in this movie. Also, they're not utilized properly. The plot is basic, which isn't really much of a problem if the story had character development, which it does. However, 3 out of the 8 members of the Suicide Squad have character development, and those are Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and El Diablo. I wouldn't even say that there is character development with these 3, it's kind of like information given to the audience for us to learn more about the character. Then again, the only character that received true character development is El Diablo, but it has something to do with his powers. See, in the movie he is scared to use his powers, which I can't really remember why. I think it's because he's religious, which is ironic given his name. But towards the end, where the situation gets worse, that's when he finally decides that he has the courage to use his abilities. So I guess that's a plus. The villain sucks. That's really all I can say because I don't want to spoil it, but what I will say is it's not the Joker, obviously given the screen time he has in this movie, but also the villain shows up early. No build-up whatsoever. At the beginning of this video I mentioned that this movie is fun to me. Wanna know why? It's because I went out of my way to make fun of it. If I have to create my own entertainment to something that's supposed to entertain me, that is a major problem. If you are a DC fanboy who doesn't like me saying that, well, too bad. Why don't you create a petition on change.org to take down this channel? See how well that goes out for you, because you did well enough work trying to take down Rotten Tomatoes. In the end, I don't even know who to blame for this film. I could say David Ayer, the director and writer for the film, but I would rather call him the victim. He is the victim in this entire situation. Soon as the backlash for Batman v Superman was too much for Warner Brothers, they were the ones who wanted to change the film to make it more fun and less gritty. They were the reason why the reshoots were even a thing. That's why I would even consider that the whole reshoot thing is the biggest reason why this movie sucks. Which is a shame because the cast is good, the actors did their best with what they're given, and just like Batman v Superman, it has potential to be a good film, but it somehow tries to not be good. I'm conflicted in even giving this film a rating. On one hand, I don't recommend you guys to watch this film, but on the other hand, I like these characters and I would want to see more of them handled better in another movie. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Damn, I've never been this conflicted since... Actually, I don't think I ever remember being this conflicted. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.